What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome to my WWE Elimination Chamber 2019 predictions video. We have 7 announced matches as of Thursday morning at like 10 a.m. There is no kickoff show announced as I'm recording this video. I hate that. It's annoying. But we have 7 matches to call here on the show this Sunday, so let's get started, shall we? Beginning with your Cruiserweight Champion, Buddy Murphy, defending against Akira Tozawa. Ha, ha, ha. From 205 Live, and you're this close to WrestleMania. So I don't see that belt going off of Buddy Murphy until perhaps they bring in Kushida or somebody else to get that belt off of him. I don't see him losing it just yet, and certainly not this close to WrestleMania. But hey, you never know. But I'm saying that Buddy Murphy retains that title. If he didn't lose it at the Rumble, I don't think he'll lose it now. Anyhow, we have Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin in a no disqualification match because they feel like doing it, I guess, right? And obviously, being a no DQ match should give a longer match for Baron Corbin, who otherwise would get squashed pretty fast by the likes of Braun Strowman. But man, Braun has just kind of lost his way. Like, he kind of doesn't have a whole direction right now, outside of, hey, I'm Braun, I'm angry, and I smash things, and I'm a face now. It's real dumb. Ever since they took him out of that match with Brock, it's just, they've had no real avenue for him to go down, so I honestly don't know what in the hell you do with Braun at Mania. Perhaps Battle Royal again, I don't know. That one is weird to me, but I don't see any reason to bet against Braun Strowman, certainly not with Baron Corbin. That's for damn sure. So, Braun Strowman wins this no DQ match, even if we see interference from Drew McIntyre or whoever else could interfere because it's no DQ. I think Braun still manages to get it done. Perhaps we'll see Kurt Angle in there somewhere. It's all possible. Anyhow, moving on. We have your SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line. And that is The Miz and Shane McMahon, aka McMiz, versus the Usos. Certainly one of the best tag teams in the world right now. And the question is not if Miz and Shane lose those titles. The question is when Miz and Shane lose those titles. Because it seems to me pretty clear that we're heading towards seeing Miz versus Shane at WrestleMania, right? So do they lose those belts now at the Chamber, or at Fastlane, or on SmackDown somewhere in between? That's the question. So I'm going to say they retain the belts here, only because they haven't had a title defense just yet. They beat the Bar to win the belts, but they have not defended those belts just yet. So give them one successful title defense, and then have them lose either on SmackDown or at Fastlane, and then, miscommunication, break up, and then fight at Mania, because apparently Shane always has to have a match at Mania, which is, I don't know, it's dumb. It's dumb. But hopefully it will be a good match. We'll see. Anyway, moving on to your Raw Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey fighting against Ruby Riott in a severely underpromoted, underappreciated, whatever match, like, afterthought of a match, right? They want to have Ronda on the card, but nobody at this point believes that Ronda Rousey is going to lose the belt before going to Mania to fight Charlotte, Becky, and or both, right? Nobody believes that. Now, there is a story you could tell. They won't, but you could tell a story of having Ronda lose the belt at the Chamber, lose her confidence, and then get it back at Fastlane, win the belt back, and the match would continue at Mania as such. But they're not going to have Ronda lose this close to WrestleMania. I just don't see it happening in any capacity. That would be the most shocking upset of the year, and I just don't see it happening. So, Ronda Rousey, easy peasy on that one. Retains that belt. And sure, the Riot Squad gets involved, etc., etc., perhaps gets ejected or whatever else from that match, but come on now. If Ruby and Charlotte had a great match when there was no chance that she was going to win that belt from Charlotte, I think the same thing could happen here. Could be a great contest. Anyway, moving on. We have the very bizarre IC match with the almighty Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush in the match. Handicap match. IC belt versus Finn Balor. And I feel like that stipulation helps Balor. Like, yeah, it's a handicap match, but wrestling, but shenanigans. That stipulation helps Balor, because then Balor can totally pin Lio Rush and win that belt. And I think that just might happen here, and you have Balor going into WrestleMania as the IC champion, because, hey, why not? I think the belt does help Lashley. And, whoa, through the pod, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. Good God almighty. Broken in half. I think having the belt and having the mouthpiece on Lashley is doing wonders for him as a heel. Why stack the deck with a stipulation and not actually have it matter in the match? So I think Balor overcomes the odds here for your hard-earned dollars. Anyway, moving into our first of 2 Elimination Chamber matches here. We have the first one, which is a big one. It is the inaugural women's tag team titles being decided in a match where you don't actually tag in your opponent. That's weird, but your teams are the Riot Squad, the Iconics, the Boss and Hug Connection, Mandy and Sonya, Carmella and Naomi, and Nia and Tamina. And the first 2 teams in there will be Boss and Hug Connection and Mandy and Sonya, right? And that was a Styles Clash onto Joe. 1, 2. No. Alright, so the story they've been telling here, right, is that Sasha Banks keeps getting injured with her shoulder on Raw. Injured. And they're the first team in the match, a decided disadvantage. So, of course, as a wrestling fan, you think, well, the logical thing there is that they overcome the odds, starting first, and end up having that feel-good babyface moment and winning those belts as the first inaugural women's tag team champions of this era. And while that makes all the sense in the world, right, and the one team that nobody wants to see win this match would be Nia and Tamina, I think that Nia and Tamina win this match. Like, if you're gonna have... Delete. If you're gonna have your feel-good, babyface, overcome the odds moments, you're not gonna do it in February. You're gonna do it at WrestleMania. So having Bayley and Sasha win here seems like it'd be great, right? And surely on a larger stage here, because one would imagine those belts will probably end up on the pre-show at Mania, because Mania. But I just don't see the faces winning here. I would like it to happen. Honestly, any other team in this match besides Nia and Tamina, I'd be fine with winning. But I think because of that very reason, they're going to have Nia and Tamina be that heel team as your inaugural women's tag team champions. I don't see any other option. If you want to have that feel-good Sasha and Bayley moment, you do it at WrestleMania, not at the Chamber. But hey, I'd love to be wrong. We'll see. Anyhow, moving into this match, your men's Chamber match for the WWE title. The organic, the sustainable WWE title. We have your champion, the new Daniel Bryan, fending off against the 5 in AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, Kofi Kingston, and the Viper, Randy Orton, who does get the 6th entry, the last pod opening here in the match. A decided advantage in this match, but much like the belt for the Cruiserweights, and much like the Raw Women's title, I just don't see the belt going off of Daniel Bryan this close to WrestleMania. I don't know who Bryan fights at Mania, and surely in the past we've seen Bray Wyatt win the belt in the Chamber, but I just don't see Bryan losing the belt here. I think there's a larger story at play we're not seeing yet. I don't think they would have given him Eric Rowan as a bodyguard. If not, they're going to have a longer-term storyline here, because him losing it here is really weird. Now, granted, he could lose it here and win it back at Fastlane, but I don't know. This one, I feel like, end of the night, somehow, some way, Eric Rowan gets inside that Chamber and helps Bryan retain that title. I don't see any other real conclusion here for this particular matchup. But hey, odder things have happened, right? It's always possible. And man, I would love even a brief between Chamber and Fastlane. Let Kofi hold the belt. He's earned it. Seriously. That dude is still that good 11 years in. So, in any event, I think D-Bry holds the belt and goes to Mania, and maybe he'll fight John Cena. That'd be a great feat. I've been saying for months now. Give me modern day new Daniel Bryan versus corporate ass movie star John Cena. I want that match. I want to feed in all that Total Divas garbage. I want that feud. It would be amazing. It basically writes itself. But we'll see. We're still a couple of months until April here, and Randy Orton wants that RKO out of nowhere. The Viper strikes again. Anyway, I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos when I make them. See you next time, right here on this channel, and I'm out. And the video game agrees. Daniel Bryan retains. Pickle, pickle, pickle.